Yo, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Actually, it's a different type of Monday. It's ladies' night with the wonderful women who look so pretty in pink tonight, led by yours truly, Miss Janelle Mayfield. I'm going to get off here because this night has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with you wonderful ladies out there. So I hope y'all have a wonderful time. Sit back, relax, pour your wine, and get ready to unwind with these lovely ladies. Janelle, take it away.
That was cute.
That was good. We weren't expecting that, Marcus. You did pretty good. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Night. We're so happy to have y'all here. I'm looking down because my iPad's in front of me, so ignore me if I seem rude. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm good.
I'm good.
It was fun. Yeah, I had a nice little fun. We got a little lit on Saturday, a little Halloween costume situation.
Did you have a costume?
I did. I was lit, and I don't like pretending that was like you because I'm dressing up.
I didn't
I didn't post none.
That doesn't mean I can do it.
Anyway, and I relaxed on Sunday. Thank you very much.
That's wonderful. Erica, how are you today, ma'am?
Hi, ladies. So excited.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. I went on a date because it's ladies' night. I like details, you know. It's just like a third date, and like I hate when guys move too fast to cut them off, but this guy is really slow, so. We'll see. It was nice. He's a gentleman.
Sorry, y'all. Snatch. How are you?
I'm good. Had a good weekend. I went to a Halloween party dressed up as the end of the inmate. Because I was out of jail apparently. And I had a good time.
What did you dress as? Was that a last minute decision or?
It was a last minute decision. That was the one that was on sale. So.
I know that's
Costumes are expensive.
They are.
Oh my gosh. Like $20-$30 come close.
It's giving ghetto. I don't like it. We have a really, really great show for y'all tonight. We're really excited. We are first going to address that we are all wearing pink. Yes, ladies, we are pretty in pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know quite a few people who have battled breast cancer. I have an aunt who went through it twice, but she is a survivor. And I also know people who unfortunately did not survive. So it's really important that we show our support. And if you guys have anything you want to say about it, feel free. Jasmine, you want to start?
Sure. So this is something that I just found out. I didn't know. But if you have any family members that have ever been diagnosed with breast cancer, let me track back. So if you have any family members that have been diagnosed with breast cancer, you don't have to wait until your 40s to start getting your mammograms. You can start in your 30s. And I've always been told it's very good to get tested for the gene. In my next physical, I am going to talk to my own doctor about getting tested for the gene because I have lost 2 aunts to different types of cancer. So I want to make sure if I do have the gene that I can properly prepare just in case there is at any point in time where I myself have ever get cancer, God forbid, but I want to make sure that I am ready for that if that ever happens.
Yeah, that's really important. Erica, how do you feel about?
Yeah, so my aunt is a breast cancer survivor, and that was a really good point about getting your genome tested. I actually get mine too because my aunt's a breast cancer survivor, and my grandfather, her father, he died of cancer. So I think it was colon cancer. It was before I was born. So yeah, it's very important. If you have in your family, like, don't be so scared to get diagnosed and get a bad news that you don't get taken care of. Because the earlier we get taken care of, the more we can swing about it versus waiting too late.
Right.
That's with all cancers. Anything going with your body, get checked out. Just take care of it.
Yeah, if you feel wrong, just go. Go. Shannon, ma'am.
I've had a couple of family members that had breast cancer scares. So I'm always pretty thorough about checking myself and making sure I'm cognizant of what's going on with my body. I never hesitate to go get checked. So
that's
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, and to anyone who has ever dealt with it in any form, whether you had it, a family member, a friend, like, just want to know you have a village of people who love you so much and we support you. So yes, thank you for that. All right, so last show was men's night and they had a lot to say. They had a lot to say. And we just felt the need to, respond, to some of the things that they said.
Because like Dave Chappelle said, Black women gotta say something.
Right.
And do.
And do.
I feel like, they talked about a lot of things. They talked about a lot of women things. So I feel like it's very appropriate for us to respond. And I'm going to start with Erica. What is something that you feel like you need to respond to that someone said that really stuck out to you?
So the thing that I got stuck on when they were talking was I kept asking for clarification. Was Ricky's was saying one of his red flags was when a woman doesn't have a good relationship with her father. And I think people were filling in the blank for him and saying, "Oh, he's meaning like not respecting your father or something like that." But like he clarified, and what he said was something along the lines of like all your dad should have to do for you is provide. What else you gotta do? Like what you complaining for? Like what is our response? Who are you to tell us what kind of love we should receive from our parent? First off, I do agree. Like I don't want to date anyone that disrespects their parents like for no reason. But parental relationships are very complicated. I don't like to judge people initially because I don't know what kind of relationship they have with their mom and dad. I know my mom, I know my dad, I know our relationship, but people on the outside aren't privy to the relationship that my parents and I have. You know what you see, but you don't really know the inner workings of that. So I'm not quick to judge someone's relationship with their parent. And what he said in his description of what a good father was very off. So if that's all my dad provided was money, but there's emotional abuse, there's no good example of how to treat women. Like there's a whole list of other things that he could do to harm me. Money doesn't mean a lot. I'd rather have a broke daddy that's doing everything else.
Come on.
So that was my problem.
Also, gentlemen, if you're in the comments, feel free to clarify yourself if you feel the need. We will not. Maybe he wants to read.
No,
you know what?
No, he clarified. Like he said what he said, and Erica said what she said. He clarified just enough, and basically what he said was all the daddy got to do is write a check and pay some bills, and that's all he needed to do.
That's not a daddy.
So, Jack, why don't you
just did a poor job of explaining himself. I think he just did a poor job of explaining himself because he's a great dad. I give grace out here. He love the kids, so I give him that in real life.
But he didn't say his father. He didn't say how he is with his kids. He said he's a red flag with women. And I feel like he said that the women he date that he don't want them to have a balance with their father. And that's my point. Is that like he can speak for himself as a father, but you can't speak for somebody else. Somebody else with their father. Like you can't speak for that.
I think
Ricky's in the comments right now, so sorry, go ahead.
One of my best friends had a conversation with me about that because I was like, well, I have something against guys who have mommy issues because I feel like I'm not taking on that drama. But I guess, when he went into it, he kind of, I feel like there's more about people having unresolved trauma than it is about daddy issues or whatever that broad stroke was.
That's the point. I can't deal with unresolved trauma either. Not that I can't deal with it. Oh, you froze. Did I cut you off?
No,
I was gonna say I don't want to deal with unresolved with anybody who's not seeking their own healing too. I get that. Like that makes sense. If that's what he meant, that makes sense. But what he said was a little different. But yeah, I get that. Like you, I want to date somebody that's actively working on themselves. So that is a red flag. But like me judging your relationship with your parent and telling you what you should deserve, like what kind of love you deserve, is not my place to do. And I don't think that's any man's place to do. And I feel like a lot of times men get out of place with what they demand from women. That was my problem with that. Like, that's not your place. That's what I thought. And a period.
Jasmine. Actually, well, what you doing? Fix your face.
I was reading the comments.
I'm waiting to see if Ricky's going to respond. He said
that's what I was.
It was
reading.
A paraphrase.
He did. That's what I was reading.
Okay, so Ricky said if a man doesn't provide adequately, he is seen as having little value. Like I said, no one is running to date a man making $30K.
But that's not
Ricky. That's two different things. Talking about a woman's relationship with her father and a man being a provider for his family is two different things to me. Like talking about how much a man make and if I'm gonna date him or not is a whole different ball game than saying, that's all my father had to do was provide just enough for me. That's two different things. I can't give you that one.
And Michelle Obama's parents didn't come from money. And she's Michelle Obama. Like, there's a lot of people whose parents don't come from money and they're great fathers. There's people who love their parents. Their parents don't have the education, so they provide them with a great starting start. A lot of us are just starting generational wealth. So who are we to judge somebody's fathers based off how much they make? That makes no sense at all.
Y'all better pin that. A lot of us are just now starting generational.
Yeah, and this shit is hard. The Lord forgive me for cursing on this.
It is. Tell me about
hard.
it, okay? It is hard. Oh my gosh. Jasmine, do you have any
more money than they had? So I would have to do this stuff. Okay.
Listen. So when we were talking about it, it's like that was one thing that also kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So there were several things that rubbed me the wrong way, but we'll talk on that part. And the way that it was said, it really was just like, as long as he provides financially, you shouldn't have a problem. And I even in the comments had a rebuttal of, if he's literally the worst person on the face of the earth, why should I respect him just because he pays some bills? Any person can write a check and put it down on a bill. It takes much more than just writing a check to be a father. You have to be present. That's even with any parent, period. Because if that was the case, a lot of these kids that have not really been around their daddies, who have been given open-ended promises from their fathers, not showing up, they sit on the front stoop waiting on their daddy to come get them because it's the 17th time that he said he was gonna come get them. But they supposed to respect him because he gives his mama a check every month. No. Yeah, that's not how this works. You don't deserve to be called father. You don't deserve to be called daddy, because at that point you are just someone giving some money, because you aren't doing anything but giving a little check every now and again. You don't have no relationship with that child. So no, I'm not about to give you all of their respect. No, I'm not about to call you daddy. No, I'm not about to call you father. And you can't fault anybody for having that, because it's not the child's fault. The child didn't ask to be here. So whatever problem that this person has with their father, you can't fault them for that, because at the end of the day, it was the adult's fault that they have the relationship that they have with them.
Yeah. And as a father, you need to be a protector and a provider. So how can you emotionally protect me if you're not there, if you're not present? And especially, like, you also talking to it's 4 of us, 4 Black women. And there's a lot more that we face other than financial struggles in society. And we need our fathers in our lives to do more than just provide for us. We want them to teach us and to guide us and show us, the direction and the way, and how we should be treated by the world and men, and if you're not around, you can't do that. All you're doing is providing a check. If you're not emotionally there, if these fathers don't work on their own emotional trauma, they can't give that teaching to us. So there's more than just money. We need a lot more than that. So that's
money is an expectation.
Yeah,
money is expected.
Exactly. We gotta eat. He eating, so how we supposed to eat?
Right.
So that's not even what we discussing. Like, how you treat your children matters.
Shannon, did you have any points you wanted to make from the last episode?
I have no points. I feel like the read has been read, and if you need a little hug tomorrow at work, I got you. I got a couple of Band-Aids over here, a couple of ice packs for you, baby. It's okay,
And I do want to make one thing clear. I'm not commenting on your own father. I was saying how you're a red flag as far as like judging other women's relationship with their parents. But I don't know you as a father, so I would never do that.
Yeah, no, it's no attack, because we don't know.
Personal attack.
But it was based upon what was
said. Exactly.
Well, there were 2 things that bothered me 2 things I want to respond to. One of them was something that Darius said. He said one of his red flags was women twerking on the internet. And granted, that's your own personal red flag. That's fine. But I really just have I have such an issue comprehending this, because men who say stuff like that be the same men in the club begging them, or you're in the strip club, or you're following them, or you're talking about said women in your group chats. And I just need to understand how a woman enjoying herself doing a dance, loving herself, has anything to do with you.
They just be talking, girl. They just be talking. They don't really do that. They just be talking. all they red flags. They can,
And we'll sit there and watch all the twerk videos.
Exactly.
Right,
Entire
like the red
Insta
flags
feed
were
is
so
nothing but a bunch
superficial.
of ass shaking.
yeah.
Like,
And I mean, I feel like
And these men don't care like that.
I
They balls
enjoy
are not that
it.
high. Like, they need to stop playing. They do not care like that.
And it's just wild to me. And maybe it's because like I can sit with Trevor and watch this and we enjoy it together. Like that's the
It's
thing
talent.
we enjoy.
How
And
good
I
are
just
you?
it is
listen,
good.
I wish I could do some of that stuff these girls be doing with
My
their
knees are not
behind.
doing that.
They're extremely strong women. I mean, the lower body strength is outstanding.
It's outstanding.
It's outstanding. And I just feel
Exactly.
like, why is it always like African American women who are put down for that? Because that is a very normal thing in other cultures. It is very, very normal in their culture to move their bodies in that way. And it's very respected. But when it's African American women, it's just like, it's a red flag. Because I'm
Everything
enjoying myself bouncing my booty.
Because
Like,
everything
all the
we do
things. Really, for real.
is
Really.
a red flag. And I think that's like why like our responses are so like, oh, hold on, stop. Like we so quick to defend each other. It's because everything we do is criticized so harshly. But let Kim Kardashian do it. Now it's trendy.
Right. Let a little white girl with a BBL do it. No, we ain't
I
got no
would have
problem.
loved a red flag to have, yeah. I would have loved a red flag to be like a Kardashian lookalike. I didn't hear nothing like that. Like,
Yeah.
I was just, I feel
didn't
like
hear-
everything was really targeted towards black women. I was like,
I didn't think about,
damn.
oh, getting your lips pumped up is a red flag, or getting your nose done is a red flag. None of that was talked about. You know.
It was, we don't hold ourselves accountable, or we twerk. And I'm just like, we need to sit down and talk about the issues that y'all have with black women. And whatever black woman you have an issue with, I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with me, boo-boo. Like me literally twerking on my social media has nothing to do with you. It don't even have to do with my husband. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. And the one like defense of the guys. Go ahead.
I said we got a couple of comments.
Oh yes, let's look at comments. Go ahead, Erica, as I look at the comments.
I was gonna say, in the one defense of the guys, like I don't even think it's like it's them. Culture and society drives this like criticism of black women. We criticize ourselves. Like that's why so many like we have to go through our own healing process. We spend our lives like growing up and being harsh on our hair texture. Not wanting. I remember going to a white school and being like subconscious of my thighs. Now big thick thighs and big booties are like it always been style black man for real. But the culture and society is accepting it too. You know, like so. I think that's why like I don't blame those individual guys. We got to call out that thought process. Like, it's not cool.
So let's read a couple comments. Referring back to Rick, when we were talking about Ricky's comment, he said he never created that scenario. I'm not sure what scenario he was talking about, but a father that's doing great should be respected. But if men aren't seen as providing, it is a downgrade in society.
Stop living your life by society rules. That's the problem. We're so worried.
But who's society? I don't understand.
And it's like, my mama watching and she know I cuss. I'm sorry, mommy, but I don't give a damn about society. I don't care about society. That's the thing we have to get out of. Stop worrying about what society thinks. What's going on in your household is what's going on in your household. Damn society. I'm sorry.
We can't change culture if we just following culture.
Someone write that down. That's a t-shirt. That's a framed picture in my bathroom. Like,
For real. We can't make a change. We're trying to be part of the
let's see,
lost people.
Darius came in the comments and said not just twerking randomly, but whether it's random or on purpose, what does it matter?
What does it say I do too? Because I do.
I do what? Y'all gotta be better in the comments. I'm not understanding. My chair said it's like guys who say OnlyFans girls are girlfriend wife material yet watch porn. They create the demand yet get mad when they
That's
supply
a great
content.
Point. Yeah, they develop the culture and they complain about it.
Ricky said he'll pass on the plastic. Thanks for that. Queen Amina, yes. Some men don't want other men looking at their girl once it's their girl. How are you gonna stop another man from looking at me? How?
And if she was doing that on social media before you got with her, either y'all need to have that conversation or just don't be with somebody who was already doing that. You gonna either take me as I am and take everything that comes with me, or you can just find somebody else.
Champagne said, and they're the ones giving all the women the followers. Exactly. It's not us following them. It's y'all. I mean, granted, I will follow a big titty, big booty woman very quickly. But it's majority y'all. Darius said,
Yeah.
and last time I checked, we said red flags, and I only date Black women, so that's all I had to talk about. Fair, but
That's
I never
fair, yeah.
even said a race. That's fair, but everything you were saying was clearly pertaining to Black women, Darius. Like, that's fair to say, and I appreciate that response. But you were definitely talking about majority Black women. Ricky said, not defending society, just pointing out a stereotype. And then we are going to talk more about red flags. Erica, girl, I think this is a great time to move into the next topic of the evening. Red flags.
Yeah, so I'm a millennial on these millennial dating streets, and they're dirty. So let me tell you about my red flags. One of my biggest red flags is just someone, I feel like your character traits show up like in other areas of your life. So like a man that lies too much, like even if you're not lying to me, if I see you lying to your friends too much, you lying to your job too much, I just know you eventually gonna lie to me. So I don't like a liar. I don't like a man that mistreat like staff and workers. Like if we go out to a restaurant and you think that like it's cute to talk to the waiter any kind of way or to get smart with any kind of service provider, I don't like that. And a man that has a bad trend with other women, because I believe that like how you treat people in the past matters. I know I'm not that girl, but that's in you to treat someone that way. So if you have a trend of trashing women and like every time somebody a story about one of your exes, they're crazy, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, unless you only had like 2 or 3 exes, but we're almost 30 and 30. So like, if you have not treated a woman right in your entire dating history, then I don't expect you to treat me well. Those are red flags.
Everyone said lying to your job should be okay. Darius said sometimes he said I
was trying to think something fast, y'all. You're right.
But I get what you said. Though. I feel like it depends on what kind of lie you're telling. If you're trying to get a day off or something like that, I get it. But if you out here being sneaky, like to not get your paycheck. I dated a guy, like he was always lying about everything. Like and I trusted him for something. Like I was stupid enough to trust him, but he lied to everybody else. So eventually, like I caught him as lies. And I was like, okay, he practiced lying in front of me all the time. Like why didn't I know that he was gonna lie to my ass eventually? You know. Shannon, what are a couple of your red flags?
I'll be back after lunch.
A couple of my red flags would be 1, bad hygiene. Bad
Talk
hygiene.
about it.
Wash your ass.
It's gonna be unhealed
every day.
Say the second one again.
Unhealed trauma.
Yeah.
Personally.
So would you say unhealed like they're not working on it, or you want them to be over it?
No, I think not working on it. I mean, it depends on where you're at. Like, I don't want you to bring me down because you're not in a place to receive me. So if you can be, everybody got something going on. So it's really about where you're at in your journey and if you're ready to actually receive another person. So if you're not ready to receive me, we can be friends. I can help you get to the finish line and maybe we can start there, but we're not starting there. This is no for me.
Yeah.
Jasmine, ma'am, what are your red flags?
I had a few. Okay.
I know. Let me sit for this one.
So, okay. One of my red flags is when a man approaches you and the only thing that he can talk about is your body. And doesn't actually try to get to know you. That's extremely irritating. You don't get the digits, walk away. I'll take this free drink though. But yeah. Men who try to say like you're beautiful, but I don't like when you wear your hair this certain type of way. Me and my hair, we have a whole relationship that you will never ever be able to come in between. So if you don't like the way that I wear my hair, you don't like me. So again, exit left.
I know it's right. You're on point with it.
Come on.
Hey, I'm in there. I'm still here, y'all. I got y'all.
I don't like men who are attention seekers. So in particular, man, if all your pictures on your social media networks are of you, your entire fit with your head down in front of your car, your homeboy's car, somebody's car that you just saw in the parking lot with some F-boy caption, goodbye, sir. Goodbye. Because you're doing all of this to get attention. You're like, my drip this, my drip that. You always gotta have on all this different type of what's the word I'm looking for? Designer. I don't care about none of that. I don't. I'm gonna need for you to do something of substance on like something, because every time we go out, it's your phone is out, it doing stuff. We need to be able to enjoy each other.
Am I on the camera too? Because as long as I'm in the
no, no, you ain't even close.
Letting your followers know who you
ain't even close. The top of your head might get there, but that's about it.
You get one more, and then we got to read some comments because there's some good ones in the comments.
Oh, I got one more. Okay, my last one is just like Shannon, bad hygiene. Particularly the men who smoke weed and they don't put a piece of gum, a mint in their mouth. The ones that hotbox in their car and think that walking around smelling like marijuana is cute. It's not. It's not. Just keep it moving, because you're not finna breathe this stank ass weed and whatever the hell you was eating while you was smoking it in my face. No.
The snacks.
Bad breath is like a no.
It's a no. It's an absolute no.
Why your breath stink? Why does your breath stink?
And right. I know you can smell it and taste it.
You can smell it. If I can smell it,
your mouth is thick. You know
you can taste it.
You want to try to kiss me?
Right.
No,
you
get out my face.
You're gonna breathe in my face and use H letters? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Like, it's not even just about the fact that you smoke weed. Okay, you do what you do, boo. It is what it is. But if you gonna come this close to me and be talking,
mouthwash, brush your teeth,
pop some gum, something.
Okay, some comments. So, Mai brought up a great point. This was referring to lying at your job. She said people who, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. She said, no, it depends. I know people who claim a grandparent died over and over at work. That's not something to play with.
Yeah,
that is a sick lie. Like,
exactly.
I don't like that. I really agree with that. Red flags. So Mai also said, people who use their trauma as a crutch, you can't say, I do XYZ because such and such happened, yet you won't seek any help. Capri, please correct me if I'm saying your names incorrectly, and I'm sorry. Lack of motivation and not goal-driven. We have lack of emotional intelligence and financial literacy are some of my top red flags. Financial literacy. Someone said yes to the dudes who want to be in the limelight. Kimberly said, I legit stop talking to friends who make comments on my natural hair that are negative.
Yeah, I had an ex tell me when I was trying to go natural that I would look really ugly if I went natural.
And that's why God
never experienced that.
Yeah. And then later when he tried to get back with me, he tried to comment on my fro and how nice it was. Like, goodbye.
We also have someone said dudes that spray too much cologne that doesn't smell good. That's real. Because I hate getting on an elevator with a dude and then the cologne just like takes up the whole elevator and it smells bad.
Hey, y'all heard about old people that have cologne on but still stink?
It's
When they're old, you know, their skin and stuff is like flaky.
I hate that. I hate that so bad. Like, okay, sorry, that was wrong. Lord forgive me. Next topic.
Wait, I have to. Someone said, Mai said, I saw a post not that long ago that basically said guys who don't wash their hands after peeing are dirty, and there were guys in the comments saying how.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, I've had guys say that they don't.
Wait a minute.
Need to wash their hands.
That's disgusting.
Who are these?
Because they don't.
Why are they walking the earth freely?
Yeah,
you need to be locked up.
Disgusting.
Don't touch me. Period.
Yeah. You don't wash your hands. Do you wash your ass?
Listen, if you don't come to the table asking me, say, babe, can you give me some lotion? Then I know you didn't wash your hands.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Listen, if the crack ain't ashy.
If it ain't ashy, and you sitting there like, I need some lotion, babe. Yeah, I know you washed your hands because before you left this table, your hands was moisturized.
I guess I'll give some of my red flags. I am big on, maybe this is just me, I enjoy seeing men open the doors for others. So if you don't do things like that, even if you just do it for me, I just feel like you should be doing it for other people. That's like big thing energy for me. I also enjoy someone who wants to sit down and have a really good conversation with me. Like, you're excited. I feel like if we can't have a good conversation about anything, and I feel like I can talk about anything, then it's just not gonna work. This is also a very awkward red flag. I cannot stand men who aren't into sports. I feel like that's very weird. Granted, I understand there are men that are into sports. I'm not saying anything bad. Don't cancel me. I just feel like, how can you not be into sports? Like, I just find it odd and big red flag. And then my last one will probably be people who just constantly make excuses and just can't be like, my bad. Like, I don't even need like a long, drawn out thing. Just be like, my bad, I messed up. I'm sorry. If you're not able to just hold yourself accountable, which is what Darius said last time, but just, and that's not even like, right. That's not even in men. That's just in friendships in general. If I can't be real with you and tell you like this bothered me, and you just throw a bunch of crap at me versus just saying my bad, not really gonna work. And that's be kind of ghetto. Yes. Let's see. Do we have any more comments? Let's see. Mine said, I've met dudes like this in real life. Their logic was that they don't need to because they don't touch anything like a girl does. She's referring to men not cleaning themselves. And I just feel like that's not even a red flag. It should be illegal.
Because they don't touch themselves like women do, but you touch the door. You touch the handle to flush. Like, so you just gonna walk around with somebody else's germs in your hand all day? And then come back to the table and eat?
And we're not really, like, we touching ourselves, but not like, never mind. Let me not get into details, but
we don't
have to hold myself to pee. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
I literally
like,
don't have
hold
to
your
touch
entire
myself
wiener.
to pee.
Like, what?
I'm not under.
I don't get it. I don't
get
it.
These black people, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but with these black people.
Yeah, I had a black man tell me he don't pee on his hands, so he don't have to wash his hands. So, oh, okay. Don't touch me. Yeah, that's nasty.
So because there was no urine on his hands,
what he said was, "I'm too large to pee on my hands." So let's stop that. That's what he said. I'm like, you think that's cute? It's not.
One last comment that I wanted to read. Queen said, "The men who have the spray hairlines." I feel like, hold on.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna. I dated
because this guy, like, baby girl, these is clip-ins, okay? Like, let's be clear. These are clips.
They need to
that clip-ins is not the same thing as that spray hair.
I'm not judging that.
Men can get alopecia. Men can suffer from hair loss.
Exactly.
Like,
then just let it go. Just be bald.
Some men don't
have
look
a hard
bald.
time doing that. They feel like they get
really. A lot of men don't look bald. Don't look good bald. Or that's the thing. Like, for us, like, I'm giving grace. I'm giving grace just because when it comes to hair, like, I feel like it is such a hard thing that all of us deal with when it comes to just black people in general, men and women. And I think that when, number one, I get what y'all are saying, because for so long, black men made fun of our hair and still do. But there are some men who really can't grow their hair and they look terrible bald, or they're insecure about it. And they know that a woman ain't going to pay them no attention if they look like that.
Yeah. And then they also feel like that makes them look older. Like, they don't lose their hair. They feel like they're getting older. It's like an age thing too. So I give them a little bit. Don't wear that hairspray forever, but I'll give you a year or two to get cope with it. This hair is gone, baby.
I can't, because I've seen men that have had that and they sweat, and it's coming down with your sweat. So if you know you are a sweater, just let it go. Just let it go. Just make a decision to let it go. Because it's either you gonna go blind from this hairspray and your sweat getting into your hair, to your eyes, or you're just gonna embrace the bald. Like,
can I be honest?
So
I feel like my dad's a good example. I don't know if my parents are listening, but my dad went bald beginning this year, end of last year, and he was so nervous. He was so scared my mom was not gonna like it. Like, I could tell it was making him Like, is she gonna think I still look good because I'm going bald? Granted, I love it. I think he looks great, but he was so nervous about it. And Kimberly made a comment saying the guys didn't give grace, and I understand that. But sometimes, like, they're getting, their own medicine given back to them. But I just be feeling bad sometimes.
Yeah,
Maybe
No,
because
I
I haven't
completely
dealt with
get
men
that.
that act like that.
Queen said sometimes the hairline be crooked and they be messing up your white sheets and accent pillows.
I dated a guy who put on his hairline. I would wake up and the dye would be on my face. Like, I would wake up and the dye would be on my face. Like, I liked him so much, I would just like wash my face in the morning and keep it moving. But you know,
No,
like,
ma'am.
not-
No, ma'am. No, it's a whole conversation and you getting me some new sheets because we're not doing this. We having a whole conversation. It's going to be,
I would
baby, just let it go.
I would scream if I ever woke up with some stuff on my face.
It
Like,
happened for a while.
No.
You didn't say anything to him.
I didn't say anything. He's so insecure about it. Like, I didn't want to say anything.
See what I'm saying?
They be soft. They be real soft. So
But also, that was my thing. Like, I need to make sure you got a full, nice, thick head of hair, and I need to see the rest of your family got a thick head of hair because I can't.
I don't care because I mean,
don't mind.
like, honestly, my dad has been bald the majority of my life. I honestly don't remember. Shut up. We're not doing this. I don't remember a time where my dad had hair unless we look at pictures. I don't know what the struggle was with him deciding to cut his hair. My mother will probably be able to answer that better because I mean I was young. But I mean for me, it's like just let it go. Like I feel like
But
I'm
they're doing it to look. See, they're doing it to look good for us. We do this. We do our hair for us. I could care less about what a man thinks. But a lot of men aren't doing this so they look good for us.
and you know how we
It's
can
pitiful, but
establish an empathy here too. Think about like if you've gone natural, like how long you hold on to that permed hair. Have y'all did the transition from perm to natural? How long did you hold on to your transition hair before you cut it all off?
so I don't really count because I don't really count. Like my transition, like I really know how to explain it. It just didn't go that way.
It didn't apply to you. Okay.
No.
Like, I
Thought you
didn't-
too.
Yeah, because I mean, like, we can't even compare the two. It's like apple and oranges, to be quite honest, because women, we can do so much more with our hair. So, like, when I was going through my transition, I wore braids a lot until I had like about an inch left of that perm hair and I cut it off.
Yeah.
Now, was I self-conscious once I started actually wearing my hair? Yeah, because I didn't know what to do with it.
Mhm.
Like, I was learning. Like, but
She was snatched though.
But I'm saying, did you like? You didn't do the big chop though, right? Like you're too nervous to do a big chop at some point.
I didn't do a big chop because
You did.
I didn't do a big chop. My hair fell out because of DC water in the perm I had.
Yeah. Same.
I didn't do a big chop. It wasn't my choice to
DC
be
water. Why?
The
Our
water
hair
is
fell
very
out in
harsh.
college. Our hair
Very
literally
harsh.
fell out in chunks.
Yeah, it's very harsh. And if you had a perm, it was just you basically said F your hair because that's exactly what happened. Like when I started at Howard, my hair was at my shoulders. When I decided to transition from a perm to natural hair, my hair was here. That's how much hair I lost. Because
I did a pixie cut when I still had a relaxer and I just let it grow out. So it worked out. I just stopped getting, like I got it. I remember I had my pixie cut for a while and then I just stopped getting relaxers. So I just let it transition that way. But I remember the first time I ever twisted my hair, I was in Trevor's bathroom for like 8 hours. And I only had like this much hair and it took me like 8 hours to twist it.
I think I remember that because you called me.
Crying. Crying. But anywho, okay, so moving on. Yes, the DC water, ghetto, terrible. We should
Denise
the
is
whole-
in.
Hi, Denise.
Hey, girl, hey.
I think we need to be nicer about the guys when it comes to hair, especially because like a lot of the hair that they're using, like their products are by Black people. So it's like they're supporting Black people. And speaking of supporting Black people, our next topic is Black-owned businesses experiences.
Come on, transition.
Jasmine will be leading this topic. Go ahead, honey, with the red lock. Lead us.
So, okay. I love Black-owned businesses. If I see one and they got some products I want, I'm going to patronize. Same thing with restaurants. But I just want our people to do better. 'Cause I know Janelle has a story about her experience at a Black-owned restaurant this weekend.
Don't single me
And
out.
Marcus, I don't know what's happening, but Janelle is covering all of us. But just saying. Anyway, transition back. Um, so my thing is, what are your experiences? Like, what experiences have you had, good and bad, with Black-owned businesses? And do you feel like you still want to support people, but you're hesitant because of those experiences?
Who wants to go first?
However, so I don't think that I've had particularly like, so I think it's more of a small business thing. You know, like I think that I've had issues just like, for example, let's talk about restaurants. Like I've gone to like restaurants, like soul food restaurants, Mexican restaurants, Chinese restaurants, these small businesses. And I feel like sometimes like they're too common with me as far as like their attitude goes, even at the Mexican restaurants, even Chinese restaurants. And I think because it's like a mom and pop shop and there's no like a bigger organization that's holding them accountable. So I think I run into that. And then like I run into like the food not being consistently good, you know, a lot of those small restaurants. But again, I think it's the same across like genres of food, you know, like I think that I don't think it's particularly like Black restaurants. That's one I can think of offhand is restaurants as an example. But I'm also from Chicago where there's a lot of competition with restaurants.
Yes.
And so you
You
can't
should have
really
said
slack.
that first.
Yeah, you
You
can't really
should have
slack
said
on,
that first.
on food because you don't get shut down, you know. Uncle Remus is Black and my food is consistently good there. All Black staff. Uncle Remus is better than Heroes, by the way, for all the Chicago people in the
Okay, Lord. Shannon, do you have any experiences you'd like to share?
I usually try to, go and support Black businesses. But like I agree with you. It just I don't think it's necessarily just a Black business thing. I think it's just a small business thing more than anything. And yeah, it's the lack of consistency because the same place that you had, Janelle, had a bad experience. I had a great experience. The food was delicious.
So sad about it.
I ate all my food. They even had grits and they made them right, people. This just don't happen up here, and I had a great experience. So I do feel like consistency is the issue when it comes to some of these small businesses. And I mean, especially places like that, sometimes you'll have like, oh, they had a really good cook, but the cook quit. And, they still in the same menu, but it's, so it's just weird. But I always still try to support Black food.
Oh,
Unless it's something I really want done. Then I do have to use a different particular different people. We won't go into that because I'm not here to bash our Black, businesses and stuff. But if I really want it done, yeah,
I
I'm to go with somebody else.
But I feel like I get like that about all like small business. Like if I got I love my friends, I support their businesses, but I'm not gonna pay for your services if I really want it done right. I don't know that you consistently like if my friend has a wedding plan, a event planning business, I might not hire her. I will post her page, I will donate, but I might not hire her unless I know like I don't want my wedding ruined or I won't be mad at you in our friendship because you didn't do it right.
So are you saying because you think she's not but are you saying that because you think that person is not doing like as best as they could? Have you given that feedback?
So that's the thing. I don't want to ruin our relationship. I'd rather buy from you. Like if you sell something, I will buy something from you. But a service, I don't like to pay. I don't like to buy services unless I don't care. Unless it's something I don't care about or something I'm not like that. It's not high risk. I'm not paying for a service. I will pay for products. I will buy. Every time my friend opens
because you ain't gotta use them.
But exactly, if I don't like it, I ain't gotta use it. So I'll support that way. I'll repost your stuff. But like as far as like this is my wedding day, this is my birthday, it's a special event. I don't want to have to cuss you out for doing a job wrong. I'd rather cuss out the corporate company to like people. I'd rather cuss them out.
And it's nothing personal because I mean I feel like that's a whole nother ball game too. Working with family or friends.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I could be really cool when it comes to certain things, but when it comes to my money, especially if, like you said, it's a very important event.
And you give me any kind of attitude about why you didn't do it right? No. See, our friendship about to be over. Like, it's not worth
Or
it
why
for
you
me.
late, or why you this?
I will
Like,
donate those. I love you, so I will donate. I will repost it, but I'm not gonna hire you.
yeah.
But you said you don't want to ruin the friendship by giving them feedback.
Oh, because people be sensitive about their stuff. It's like art. Like if they can't handle it, yes. If it's like a close friend of mine and they can't handle it,
Okay.
they probably already got my feedback if they're a close friend of mine. But if it's someone else that's not close to me and or I don't know, like I have family members that start businesses that I would not hire them because I love them, but I won't hire them because I know they can't handle the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
How you gotta let me stop.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just
Go ahead.
saying.
I want to hear it.
This is not so it's a part of my family, but like, you know, if you got a restaurant or you got like a food service and I know you let your dog lick your spoons, I'm not gonna be buying no food from you. So
I would hope you would tell somebody. You cannot. Dog licking spoons.
Yeah,
You
I'm
love
that
animals.
friend. I'm that friend. I'm gonna tell you. And I
Yes,
mean,
but
I
I
don't
always
really
ask
think
permission
about it,
first.
but I gotta tell you, like, yeah. So you know, I know you know how to cook, but your greens was a little salty. So maybe you should try, like, you know, just
People don't
make
even
it a
wanna
little
hear
more neutral, you know, or
And sometimes people want to hear that. I feel like a lot of times our friends do want to hear if something's not good because then they're not able to grow if they don't hear it.
People accuse me of
But
being
I
too
get you,
outspoken.
too.
So
that's
why
what a
people ask
mature
me.
person. That's
So
what a
what?
mature person wants feedback. But
Yeah.
everybody, let's be real, don't want
I know.
feedback.
I know.
And don't know how to take constructive feedback.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, oh, don't even worry about my greens no more because you ain't having no more of my food.
Just take the rocks out. Shirley, take the rocks out. I'm gonna eat them. Then we can eat them.
You didn't wash them. All this
Just
sand,
wash
sis.
them.
That's a different. Now, wait a minute, Janelle. If she didn't wash them greens, that's a different. Wow.
Nah.
Wow.
We can't even. There's no conversation to be had. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Period.
If I don't
Exactly.
listen, I need the sink to be freshly rinsed, sis. Like I just.
No.
You
But
think about
overcooking.
Creole on
Now,
14th.
you know, that's disrespectful if you ain't wash them greens. Them greens be real gritty and sandy. If
Ooh.
you don't
And
wash
just in your teeth, you feel
Oh
the like
my
grains.
Or you want me to pay for it and you got it from Glory, like the can. Like, why am I paying for this? I can go buy the can.
I'm gonna whip it
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
$2.99.
No, I ain't got time. I ain't got the time.
Oh, Glory Greens, college day.
Listen, they saved us because we didn't have time to make no real greens. Oh my god!
But you want me to
But
pay
the thing-
for it?
The thing about Black-owned business when I have a bad experience, which I'm really happy to say I haven't had many. Like the one that happened over the weekend, it makes me so sad. And I really hope y'all take this the wrong way. I have higher expectations of our people. I just do. Because I think that we are top tier. Like I feel like Black people are top tier. So I'm expecting a top tier experience. The thing I hate about this place was number one, the decorations they clearly got from Dollar Tree. Like, stop. I hated those cheap decorations. Like, come on. I could have helped y'all. We could have at least went to At Home. Like, come on. Also, now I love the music. The music was a vibe. I was definitely in BT, like Rhapsody, the basement, like the whole time. It was great. I loved it. The music was outstanding. The DJ was outstanding. The waitress took forever for everything. Like, I'm pretty sure she checked on us maybe once, maybe. And she lost my friend's debit card. We knew for a fact that she had it and she refused to look for it. She literally was like, I'm not looking for it. I know I don't have it. And I'm like, even if you know, just entertain me as a customer and act like you care about the fact that my friend lost her debit card. We're pulling tables out, like we're on the ground. And I'm getting really frustrated because I see, like, first of all, men that are just staying there watching us versus actually pulling the table out and helping us. The owner who just could care less. And then the woman, 30 minutes after we left, calls us and says, I did have your card. Do you want to come get it?
A cuss out.
No, I'm sorry. No, oh my goodness, you were right. No, you know, we'll make it up to you somehow. Just, I did have your card. Do you want to come get it?
Yeah,
You want to come get it, girl? We already done canceled it, and you're trifling. Also, the thing that really made me mad was the way they advertised their food on social platforms. I ordered the exact stuff I saw. It was not what I saw in the video at all. I showed the waitress the video, and she was like, basically telling me like she don't know what that is. And I'm like, I know you see what I see. I know you see that these crab claws are like this big, and the one I have is this big. What is going on here? And you're charging me how much money? It was just like the lack of care for the customer. It was, to me, false advertising. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like when I'm around Black people, like y'all are family. Like, to me, period. Like, Black people everywhere are my family. And when you just treat me like I'm some outsider and you don't hold me down, I'm just like, dang, that hurts. I don't care when other people do it because they're not mine. Like, y'all are mine. And it just hurts my feelings, honestly. So that's why I get frustrated.
That makes sense.
But the rest of my experiences have been outstanding.
But yeah, I like when I say I'm gonna call your manager and you get scared. If you're not getting scared, then I'm at the wrong restaurant.
Oh my goodness.
I'm saying.
Before I give my experience, let's get into some of these comments real quick. So this
yes,
is
because my iPad's dying.
Oh geez. This is backtracking. So we were talking about men balding. My mother responded. It said, yes, in response to my dad being bald, she said he was thinning and didn't want to look like George Jefferson.
That cul-de-sac.
Oh man. All right. So mine said, I think stuff like this is why guys assume anytime a woman changes her appearance is about looking good for a guy. Makeup, clothes, working out, etc. Some men do think like that, but let me tell you, baby, I do it for me.
Never.
For me, okay? For the optics. Okay.
I don't know what your eyeballs see. I just know what mine see. What you mean?
What? Oh my gosh. Mine also said, I just chopped mine off down to the back, went down to less than an inch and had a little curly fro. Yes, sis. Welcome to the journey. Oh, I was like, what? Kimberly said, DC water, OMG, took out so many people's hair. I washed my hair with bottled water. That was smart, sis. That was smart. Because I didn't think
we should file a class action lawsuit for the hair.
Against DC water.
The pain and stuff. It took years to grow my hair back.
Yeah.
Years.
Same. Let me see. Mine also said, I have a Black business I support. Always promote them. They started a mailing list somewhat recently due to growth. They keep doing promos of something on sale, but it's the original price. They just claim the original price was way higher than it's ever been. It low-key annoys me. That would annoy me too, because if it's not truly on sale, stop advertising that it's on sale.
Yeah, stop playing with me.
Yeah.
So it's not just Black-owned businesses that do that, and that's just me working in marketing. That is a marketing tactic that everyone does.
Yeah, everybody.
It's just that the thing that sucks though is that other businesses have the money to hire people that are much more slick when it comes to marketing. A lot of Black-owned businesses, they don't get the loans that predominantly white businesses get, so they have to work with what they have. And majority of the time, it's like someone sitting in the corner handling their marketing. So that's why I give grace. I give grace because I know, like, even though you are in business, you are still behind everyone else. Like, being Black, you're automatically behind. I know you don't make nearly as much money as everyone else. I know you weren't given the same benefits and like chance as everyone else. But I also just feel like it's just like what's his face said on Scandal. We have to be 2 times better. Like, we just have to. And it sucks, but that's reality. We just have to.
Yeah. Mine also continued with, mind you, despite all of that growth and lying about sales, their shipping still takes over a month. Priorities are just
and you be next door.
Off.
You be next door.
Yep. And she said sometimes I'll click a link. She said sometimes I'll click a link to check it out before I share the link, and the price is through the roof for no reason. Yeah, that makes sense. My mama said working at Chick-fil-A for 6 months should be a requirement for small business owners. Their customer service is stellar. That's true.
They also get treated amazingly. Chick-fil-A workers get treated so well. They make good money. They get great benefits. Like,
how much do they make per hour?
Years and years ago, a person I knew that was a manager, he was making $45K.
Oh, good for Chick-fil-A.
And that's a manager. So I'm assuming They're
Mm.
making
So treat your
way more
workers
than
better,
minimum
you'll
wage.
have
Yeah.
better
That's why people,
behavior.
people, I've never met someone that complained about Chick-fil-A. And I've seen people post on the internet stuff. I've never personally met
Yeah,
someone that to
never.
complain about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Because they're
Um,
blessed.
there is a question in the comments.
Come on, question.
Huh?
Jasmine's taking over because my iPad's going to die. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Bethany Therese asks, how do you know whether they're good enough to handle it if you or anyone you know has not given them the chance to do the service to begin with? I think that was in,
For me.
yeah.
For
I
what?
don't.
What are we referring to?
How do you
What
know
are we
they're good
referring
enough
to?
to handle it if you haven't given them an opportunity to handle it? I
Are you
don't.
talking about like criticism and feedback?
No, I think she's not like for event planning and like remember I said earlier, like if I wouldn't hire someone that if my family or my friends do a service for me. If I don't like hear a history of them doing well, like I wouldn't do that because I don't want to ruin the friendship, the relationship. Yeah, that's something that I won't be the person helping them create their history, I guess, their customer service history. I know that don't sound good coming out loud, but I mean it.
Be real. Be real. We
I
appreciate
know.
your transparency. We don't do the fakeness.
I will.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
will
like-
buy a product. I will buy a product, but I will not give you that pressure for you to be in charge of a big event for me. My wedding, my child's birthday. I don't have time to be mad at you. Let me see you do well, and let me see a history of doing well with someone else, and I'll hire you for that. I will do other things to support you, but I can't support you in that way. I just won't do it. I don't got
I
time for
think
the
that's
stress.
fair.
I don't got time for the stress.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just starting out. I'll take some samples, but as far as something really big, just give me. I need to see a few things. Let me just see a couple reviews real quick. I feel that.
I know you enough to like to trust. Like I know you will do well, but I may let you do a housewarmer for me. You know, like for like a wedding or a birthday party. I don't have time to be mad at you. I don't.
That makes sense. So for my experiences, I love Black-owned businesses. I no matter the bad experiences I've had, I still try my hardest because everybody is not the same. But I have had some bad experiences. I remember I purchased a sweatshirt from a company.
I knew it. I knew it.
Shut up. I purchased a sweatshirt from a company and I washed it once and the graphics peeled all the way off. And this sweatshirt was at least $40. So if I'm paying $40 for a sweatshirt, I'm gonna need for the graphics that I wanted to be on the sweatshirt to stay. When I reached out to them, they were like, oh, it's not supposed to do that. Can you send us pictures? Yeah, sure. I send you the pictures. And then they were talking about, oh, well, we can't refund it, but we can send you another one. So I didn't feel like, arguing or whatever. I never got that sweatshirt. That was a couple of years ago. There were some restaurants down here owned by this man. I don't know if anybody else has seen him on social media, named Darius Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
They call him Darius Crooks because
is this food good?
Was that the TikTok guy that like got exposed?
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
So he had a couple of restaurants down here. The first one, I can't remember the name of it, but like a lot of restaurants down here, it was a small location. He was so cheap, he didn't really want to put air conditioning in there. So it was always this big A fan in the front and it was always hot. The food was okay, but I mean, the only thing he had to drink on the menu was water, sweet tea, and Kool-Aid, and they were always in pitchers sitting by the kitchen, so they were hot. Thank you, Mommy. Greens and gravy is what it was called. So, I had been there like maybe once or twice, but I had not seen past where we sat. So I didn't know what was going on in that little corner back there until the last time I went. I was like, oh, I don't have to come back because you sitting here with open containers of this drink where your door is wide open because you're trying to get some circulation in the building because your air is not working. It never works. Yeah, that kind of was an odd thing. And then he also had a seafood restaurant on the south side and the floor was always sticky. The waitresses were terrible. You be standing there, don't know where the host is. And then he also, like on social media, if you are somebody who has multiple restaurants and you're trying to build out this social media presence, he always came back at people when they gave bad reviews. He came back at them very, very disrespectfully, and it was mostly women that he would do this to. He really would talk down on them, talk about how they looked and what they didn't do and how much money he was making and what he does and da 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 da. Like it was a lot
I will
of
never.
This is
mad.
named Kevin Samuel.
It's not, but it's like he really, and he was attacking other women's chefs as well. So like he in all his business, all his restaurants got shut down. All of them.
Oh,
Every last one of them. Then we found out
Karma
that he
works
was
so fast.
stealing recipes from other Black chefs and posing them as his own, not giving them the credit. Like he made a keto cookbook and nothing in there was keto. So he's just collecting this money and flaunting it on social media. Like I could never, ever, ever support him in any kind of way ever again. Like it just I can't do it because it's like, how are you as a Black man feeding the masses acting like this? But you want people to support you and purchase your cookbooks and purchase whatever little next venture you're having when you don't even have your own stuff in order. And like a lot of stories came out about how he was mistreating his staff. Like when his restaurant shut down, the employees had no clue, and a lot of them never got their last checks. And those restaurants closed like almost 2-3 years ago, and they still haven't gotten their checks.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he was kind of, but if you think about it, it was working in his favor because to see a man in the kitchen is like, it's always us. It's always women cooking. Like you think of Martha Stewart, you think of Rachel Ray, all them people cooking all the time. To have a man doing it, like it was easier for people to not pay attention to the mess that was going on in the background, which is another transition to our next topic, gender roles. I'm on it tonight, y'all. Thank you so much, Nervous. Yes. This is Sharon has some topics. I don't know if we're gonna cover them all, but my notes are filled, okay? We're gonna talk about gender roles. Do we need them? Are they necessary? What do they look like in our society today? But please leave the topic. Go, girl.
So me personally, I mean, I was raised old school. I mean, my parents are still together, and my mother takes care of my dad. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know. He don't even know how to make his plate. I mean, let's be real. He always puts too much food on there, or he don't even know how to do these things himself. Because he's pretty spoiled. He's pretty rotten. But I do believe that in our current society that there's no boundaries to roles. I mean, I think that it's really what the other person can do, and y'all balance each other out. If you know how to cook and I don't, okay, well that's the medium. But I think that we kind of, popped out of that role of you have to do this or you have to do that. But I do think that in the dating realm that people have to be real and say that, okay, well, where there is some roles that I would prefer you to play, because a lot of people act like, oh, no gender roles until then they get deep in a relationship with you and they asking you why you don't cook. And they're like, oh, these women ain't this because they don't cook. Well, do you mow grass? Don't.
Hello.
Can you change the oil? Can't. Like, so,
Yeah, you got all the grass.
and I'm just like, my daddy taught me how to do all of that. So I think that, people have to be realistic on what they actually need from their partners to help balance things out. But I don't think there's actual realistically goals, not goals, but roles.
Gender roles.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
I mean, I'm with Shannon because honestly, like if I think back on my childhood, I don't think I ever really saw gender roles. Because if mommy didn't cook, daddy would cook. If mommy was working late, I knew we was gonna have fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and some vegetables because that's what daddy would cook. I mean, like it wasn't a day that at least once a week because when we were younger, my dad used to work midnights. So when we would come home, he'd still be there because his shift hadn't started. It'd be something wrong if at least once a week I didn't walk down the street from the bus stop and didn't hear Luther Vandross, the whispers of somebody, and smell pine sol and bleach before I hit the door because my daddy was in there cleaning. Like, that was never a thing. It was never instilled in us of these are your roles as a woman. My mama taught me how to do certain things. My daddy taught me how to do certain things. And that's why I am the way that I am now, because I'm not about to call up a man unless I absolutely need you. I will go on YouTube and figure it out
Amen.
myself before I call
Amen.
somebody. And to be
Amen.
quite honest, I'll call my daddy. I'm not calling somebody else's dusty son giving me ultimatums and oh well, I can do it this day, I can't do it that day. When I need something done, I need it done. I'm not waiting on nobody to do it. So I call my daddy, I'll go on YouTube and I'll figure it out myself.
Erica, can you check
Yeah.
on some comments for me, Jasmine? Because when Erica's done, we can read some comments. My iPad died, y'all. It's ghetto, and I'm not buying an outlet, so we're gonna make this work.
Yeah, so
Go
I
ahead.
I don't necessarily believe in I thought about this more actually after the guys night or whatever. It's not something necessarily gender roles, but I do believe in like household roles. Like I don't think they have to be fixed to your like to the traditional gender roles though. Like, and I think they should be flexible when you talk about your partner. So basically what they're saying too, like you should talk about it, but like for example, I don't like taking out the trash. I'm single right now, I do it now, but like if I live with a guy, I'll do it sometimes, but I'd rather the guy do it the majority of the time. You know, like, and I don't mind doing my part, whatever we decide my part is in the house. You know, I feel like, just like with roommates, like having like organization to who does what around the house, like is helpful. So.
We got some comments?
Oh yes, my apologies. So this is going back a little bit. And Maya was like, I think this was towards your thing about the marketing, Janelle. She said, oh no, I understand that, but she sends these out so often. Like we're talking about at least 2 to 4 times a month. Like why send out a lie almost weekly? Fix the shipping times instead. Put that energy or into something else.
Oh, she's lying. Okay. She's
Right.
just straight lying.
And she also said, going back to price, I've seen wigs and hoodies that were $400 plus. Unless it comes with hidden substances somewhere in the pockets, ain't no way, no ma'am. Not hidden substances. Maya's very vocal. We might have to get her on the show.
We love it. Yes. Keep going.
He also said, sorry for the spam, but I have a question. How do you guys feel about Black-owned businesses that sell like Black-founded hair care brands that are now either co-owned or no longer Black-owned, for example?
I hate it.
I don't like it.
I hate it, but I also feel like get your money.
I
get it.
Your money, but
But because here's my thing, and here's one. Shea Moisture was Black-owned. It is no longer Black-owned, but they still put it under Black-owned products. No Black person owns this company anymore.
I thought she still owned part of it.
I thought
the guy or whoever still owned part of it.
We'll have to fact check. But
We will.
My thing is, I understand get your money, but you could still be getting your money by being full owner. Because if you look at it, Maelle Organics, she makes a killing. She literally every hair show I've ever been to, Maelle Organics has one of the most elaborate booths I've ever seen in my life. And she sells out every time. They never leave with any full box, not even half a full box. And she's constantly coming up with different things to put into her line. But she ain't sold at all. That's her company, completely owned by her. So, I mean, I understand getting your money, but I know people who will stop using products because it's no longer Black owned. And that's how you end up like
it's like a club.
Yourself in a hole. Like
it's like a club that got like owned by someone else. Now everybody comes. It was like my secret spot. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this is like our thing. And when I'm in the store in the Black section and, you know, I'm having my little moment with a Black woman and then somebody that's not Black comes in and tries to kiki it up, it's like, no, this is our club and I'm not sorry about it. Like, but I do get it. I want our people to get as much money as possible. But the issue is that we're not the top. We have to be like the people that we're selling the company to. And it's like, how do we get there? They do everything they can to make sure we don't get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I hate it. I hate it.
Sorry.
I really get upset. I'm like, why?
I'm sorry.
Let me have something.
She's like, I'm
Okay.
trying to retire, child. I'm not trying to work no more. That's why.
Exactly. I'm like, go and get that coin. And not only that, the
Right.
price
And
was
on vacation.
because y'all can put more product out. So that price just came down from that $23 co-wash to a $13 co-wash. Thank you.
But the thing is that there's plenty of Black-owned businesses that are making top dollar, and their stuff is cheap. Taraji has, in my opinion, one of the best hair care lines out. Granted, I think she could like advertise it better, but her hair care line is
I
outstanding.
haven't tried it. I have to check it
Outstanding.
out.
It's
Oh.
outstanding.
She's got this oil. Oh,
For your
scalp will
scalp?
just love you.
I have the
Really?
entire line in my. Oh my gosh!
Oh
I
my-
recommend it to everyone. And
Where
the
is
thing,
it
the
at?
products are no more than $12 a bottle.
Oh,
Where
I
is
got
it at?
Yeah, it's in Target.
Target, it's
Oh, okay.
Target, Walgreens, it's in Walmart now.
Mhm.
Design Essentials. I've been using Design Essentials
me too. I love
for like 11, 12 years. It's a little bit more expensive, but
Ooh.
it's Black owned and top tier products. Adwa Beauty.
On this topic,
I've
like,
been a fan of them.
do you guys like feel some kind of way about Target selling, like taking that business from these Black versus the small shops? I don't either because they rate
No.
this. Yeah, I don't either.
Nope. Because the thing with it, Target does a very good job of advertising it. They have a beautiful commercial out right now on minority-owned businesses.
It's gorgeous.
And I think I shed a tear the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. But no, I don't. Target, do what you got to do. They got a whole Black-owned section in every store. I will gladly continue to purchase them because they're still putting the money in those people's pockets. And like, Honey Pot, she got turned down by so many
Target was the
big
only.
department stores. Target was the only one. And now look, you can barely get it all, like, because all of
Yeah, I had to
us
stop
are
it.
going to get it.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? If you guys follow the different Target got like 75 different pages. I feel like I'm a Target connoisseur at this point. But if you read the comments, people hate that Target pushes Black business. I mean, people make sure Target knows how much they hate it. And I feel like the more hate they give, the more Black-owned stuff Target puts in there.
Yeah.
I found
that's
pajamas
right.
with Black Santa Claus on it for my child. I never thought. I really thought I would have to search so hard. I walked by and I was like, is that a Black Santa?
Yeah.
I sent Janelle something today.
I almost started
Yeah.
crying because, like, even though yes, they're making a profit on it, they don't have to. They literally don't have to have anything.
For years they
Black owned, and
didn't.
they'll still make a ton of money. It's just,
Yeah.
and I feel like
The
they're
first
doing
time
it.
I
I
saw
hope
the
they're doing
Black
it genuinely.
hair section in Target, like I felt a little teary-eyed too because it was like we've gone so long trying to, like, we have to hunt for our products. Like when it was on
Yes.
mainstream like that felt so good to see that the first time.
And there's like a whole aisle
Yeah,
dedicated. I feel like they keep adding more and more products. Like they have products for Black kids, specifically for Black kids. And I'm just like, y'all are just blowing my mind. I can't go to Sally's and get this. I can't go to Walgreens or Walmart or even in some of the beauty supply stores. They don't have these products.
And that was even my point with beauty supply stores, though. I don't get a lot of times, especially if I go to one of those hood beauty supply stores, I don't get customer service, and you sell them to Black people, but you don't like Black people. So like that was my point, is that like I don't mind Target putting them out of business because they never was giving good business anyway.
That part.
There was a Black-owned beauty store in Virginia that I went to, and I miss it dearly.
I only been on one.
They had every product you could ever think of, like products that you normally only get online. I'm pretty sure they just buy a bunch and but I was just like, and their service was outstanding. They actually know like the type of hair texture I have and what I need.
It is so hard to find Black-owned beauty supply stores, though.
It's like impossible.
It is.
We have comments.
Yes, more comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Denise said, Denise said, I have several Black-owned businesses that I'll forever be faithful to, and they can have all of my coins. There are also those others that will never see a penny from me again. It sucks, but completely understand. Let me see. Oh, Mike said in response to about the guy's seafood restaurant, sticky floor in a seafood place. Oh no. Queen, hey girl, we ain't seen your name in a minute. Queen said, I think men should be more open about what they really want and work on finding the woman that fits that. I think that's going towards the gender roles. That's true. I said some people expect their partners to meet 1940s roles. They don't meet those standards themselves. Example, man wants a woman to be a housewife, yet only wants to pay half the bills. Okay. Yep. Let me see here. So, and Queen added on to that saying exactly what they want and what they like and what they want from a partner, dating with a purpose, knowing what is a deal breaker for that person.
But also, just to that, like, I feel like men be having a long list of things they want a woman to be, and they think all they gotta bring is money. Like, no, I need you to do all these things too.
Girl, you came with a sermon today.
Just saying, like, we gotta have everything together. All they gotta do is provide. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to work on their health. Cause I'm just saying, like, I really hate that men don't want to eat healthy, but they want to take care of when they get old. They expire like at 60. They don't have to. Y'all do not have to expire at 65. So now I'm taking care of you because you would not put down the price.
Listen, like, sir,
You
I'm
better
going to go get a physical for how many years?
No.
Like, what? No.
No. Baby is so stubborn about going to the doctor. Why?
Listen, if I can go to the doctor yearly and have somebody looking at my hoo-ha every freaking time, you can go, get a little blood drawn, and make sure you all right.
And when it's time to get your colon check, get your colon check. Stop playing with me. I'm not about to be wiping your diaper. Just saying. They play too much.
Listen.
I can't say.
Okay. Back to these comments real quick, and then I think we got another topic, right? Maybe.
I didn't even answer the question.
You didn't. My apologies. Go ahead, friend.
Well, I guess I'll just speak for my marriage because for me, when I was growing up, I did actually see quite a few gender roles, but I think it was more so in the form of my parents' love language. Like, my mother always got my father's plate.
That's a good point.
It's always been like that, but that's just something that they do. My mother did cook majority of the time, but my dad worked. So that was a thing. My dad always drove. It was very rare for my mom to drive, and if she did, my dad would make a whole scene about it, like it was like the end of the world. But when it comes to my marriage, Trevor and I don't really like have gender roles or anything. We just do it. Like, if we see it, it's just gonna get done. Like, if he sees dishes in the sink and I'm not home or I'm laying down, he'll wash the dishes. It's never really been like a thing. I mean, of course, there are times where he might say, like, I'm tired, can you do something? Or I might say, hey, I'm tired, can you do this? But I don't think we've ever really, I don't know if we ever really had to talk about gender roles, but I will say when it comes to expectations, we were very open very quickly up front. Like, that was, and it was actually him. He let me know, Trevor's very transparent. He let me know, he was like, look, I'm 24 years old. I went to graduate school late. I paid my way through community college. I'm in debt. I don't have the best job, but I'm willing to court you and treat you well. Yeah. I was making a lot more money than him. I was doing a lot better than him, but he let me know that he would take care of me and we would have a great future. And we do. And I just put my trust in him. And I let him know, like, you have my trust. It's up. Right. But I told him, I was like, it's up to you what you do with my trust. If you fumble the bag, that's not my fault. Yeah. You have it, you better cherish it, and it's the same for me. But yeah, gender roles have never really.
But I think that's a good point though. Like the love language thing, I think that's what it is. I think acts of service is love language for me. And I just like to see men carry stuff. Like I like to see men carry stuff and fix stuff. Like it turns, I like that. Like
right, when you turn the muscles move and like the veins.
Right. Yeah. And you look at him and be like, "Oh, babe, you better carry."
Yeah. You know how men like turn sometimes and they have like that slick moment of being handsome for a second. I'm like, okay,
it's the back for me.
For real,
that was another. I didn't say that a red flag. Did I say that one time during an episode that a red flag for me is if you don't look good while you drive?
Oh, it is something about a man driving.
That's so petty.
No,
that is.
If you drive, no. If you It can be petty, but it's mine. I don't care. Because if Darren can talk about a woman twerking, I can talk about a man driving. That's not harmful. And y'all know, Trevor got a black t-shirt on, and we're driving, and he got to hit that turn, and he just does it like real slow because he's chilling. Don't let him have a gold chain on. Oh, whole time you'll be born again. Like, don't play with me.
I'm with you, girl.
There's something so sexy about when men, specifically black men, that's just me, when they're driving and they're just chilling. Like, they're comfortable, they're relaxed, they ain't got no worries. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
I just like men's mannerisms anyway. So, like, when they just do things that like are like just in line with that, I don't know. It's just nice. I love it.
Yeah.
God bless men when they act right.
The
ones that don't take their hairline, Lord. Take their hairline, Lord.
Not God bless them.
Except for the ones that don't act right.
Oh my goodness.
Their hairline. Do we have any comments?
Yes, we do. So Bethany Terry says, and Marcus, where are you getting these? Because maybe it may be on a different page, but she said, love language and communication is 100% so important today. It's not a competition. It's not about roles. It's about doing what needs to be done at the end of the day. Love that answer. # transparency. We go back up just a little bit here. Kimberly said, I think she was talking about my own organics. They're also never fully stocked online. I hate it, but love it for her. That's true. They are never truly
they're always on the
fully
show,
stocked.
though. They're always on the show.
Oh, listen, always.
That rosemary mint line, whew. Love. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me see here. Mine said, I saw a whole thread of companies doing things like this. They either continue to claim it's black owned or change the formula in a way that's detrimental to natural hair. Like the brand Africa's Best isn't black owned. Let that sink in. It's not. It's owned by a white person.
You mean Africa? Is it Africa's Best or My African Pride?
Africa's Best and My African Pride. They're neither one.
But I gotta be honest, y'all. Oh, but African Pride is so good. I hate it. But that stuff is outstanding.
It might be for your hair. My hair never liked it.
The pre-poo.
My hair never liked it.
It's basically like aloe vera gel. Oh man, I really hate that I love that stuff so much. I be secretly buying it. I be like, don't look at me. Like,
oh my God. I cannot.
It's so good. Oh.
Kimberly said, well, I just had this conversation about Black Santa. Maya said, I worked at Target briefly. This was last year. They had a whole display made for Juneteenth. This was before it became a federal holiday. They had this at the back where it's only employees, so I can vouch it's not just for show.
That's dope. That's really dope.
That's dope. Francisco Perez said, let's talk about honey pot with the wide emoji eyes. Let me tell you, my mama don't like honey pot, but I love honey pot. Okay.
The Lord's work was done to my vagina when I bought honey pot. Okay.
Wait, what's honey pot?
Erica. Okay, we ain't gonna do you like that.
No. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Let's
change
her life. Do I need to go get? Can I go get a pack and show her?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Honey Pot is a Black-owned feminine care line. It is in Target. Everything she uses is natural.
What does it do?
So she's got pads.
It's feminine products.
Tampons. It's feminine
Girl,
products.
don't play with me.
Listen.
Is she black?
Yes.
Black pads? I'm getting into it.
Yes. She got feminine wash. I just saw on Target that she's got lube.
She has everything. And you need to get on the text message chain because, listen, she is very, very open about
a box?
Yes, listen, she needs to come on and pay me or something. So these are the tampons.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have the pads that come in all. The thing I love, though, is they come in all different types of descriptions. Like, your flow could be this, your flow could be that. And she has, like, my favorite, a lot of people don't like these. They're herbal infused with lavender, aloe, and mint.
Does that mess your vagina? Oh, sorry, y'all.
But it gets rid of my cramps. I get really bad cramps, and when I tell you, it's literally like, it's really just like an icy hot.
Does it cause irritation is what I meant? Like everything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, so those oils aren't great for you.
No, you don't. There's nothing. It's like infused, but it's just, you can feel it. I was skeptical at
It's
first.
very
I was scared.
relaxing.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I
check it
tell
out.
you,
I'm missing out. What is this?
You are.
go bless yourself immediately. Anyone watching this, if y'all
Tomorrow.
listen, I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling y'all.
I'm
Sorry.
checking out
There's
tomorrow.
also another black-owned brand that be right next to Honey Pot. I cannot think of the name, but there's one. The
I know what
packaging
you're
is
talking
like cream with the plants all over it. That's
Yeah,
black-owned as well.
I can't remember the name of it either. But yes, when I
We
tell
about to
you,
change our lives.
Honey Pot has the best feminine wash. I will never in my life use Summer's Eve ever again.
Ever.
Ever.
It's actually really
again.
bad for you.
It is.
You should have never been using it anyway.
It really is. But yes, that was your lesson on Honey Pot.
Thank you.
You're so
Queen,
welcome.
thank you. She had a nice speaking voice. I am so conscious of my voice. Thank you so much.
If there are any other products that y'all need to see, I promise you, I probably have.
She probably has them all.
I'm checking that out.
Okay.
So
Oh,
feel
my
free to add in the comments if y'all want to see what it looks like. But yes, any last words, Shannon? Did you have anything to say?
No, I've been blessed to not have a cycle, so
I'm so jealous of you.
Jealous.
but yeah, that's awesome. I definitely love feminine washes though, that's pretty awesome. Don't hate me, guys. Don't all hate me at once. I mean, just love me for who I am.
Amen.
Can we
to
ask,
feminine
or
wash,
can we
honey.
ask why you don't have one, or is that personal? I'll be fine.
I just don't. It just stopped.
Mine was supposed to stop when I had Zaire, and it came right back within 3 months. And I was like, "What happened to the year of no period?"
Gotcha.
Right.
I have a relative that like only gets it a couple times a year, and and she's gone like to the doctor. Was like, "Oh, is there an issue with this?" And they're like, "No, there's no immediate issue. You're just not getting it." But you know what? Back in the like ancient days, women, I've heard, I don't know the whole thing, but like basically women will go 6 months out their period. It was something to do with like their lifestyle, like you know how even athletes, if you work out a lot, it'll change your flow.
They don't. Yeah, they don't have. A lot of them don't
Yeah.
have periods.
Yeah.
So it's like not like it's a thing for some people. Don't get it very often.
But you know what's wild? The fact that like, and I could be wrong, I'm not a medical student, but just from being pregnant and like going through different classes and seeing so many doctors, it's like they think that there's just one body to go off of. There's just one, like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, what happens to me? Does it happen to like millions of people? It is wild that they just go off of like.
In research, not black women, women in general are always under certain research because our bodies behave differently than the male bodies do, and they sometimes just use a male like standard for research a lot of times. But there's a whole like thing on that. And
and then of course they think black people, our pain tolerance is apparently higher than everyone. So when we say we're in pain, they take it down a certain amount of notches. Like, I mean, of course, with my experience with my previous pregnancy, just sitting there listening to the doctor on the phone saying like, "You're fine," and I'm literally on fours and I'm on all fours screaming. I'm like, am I fine? Are you sure?
That's just that white supremacy translating into healthcare, honey. That's all that is.
Girl, and she was a black doctor. She was a black woman. She was
black people aren't exempt for white supremacy.
No, because they go through the same medical school as everybody else.
And that's the same level of eliteness that the other ones have.
It's crazy that you bring that up too, because I watch Grey's Anatomy. I
So
am a doctor in my own right. Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, she needs to go on this
period.
Listen, I got my doctorate from Grace Sloan. Okay. Anyway, it was the episode, not the last episode. There was an episode before last where this woman was she had kidney failure, and they couldn't do any more ports for dialysis. And basically there was a test, I forget the name of the test, but there's a test that goes like, they do all these tests for your body, and if the number of something is a specific number, then you can't be put on the transplant list. So this woman had been waiting years and years and just getting worse and worse because these numbers that were brought into play in like the 1940s, that they were still going off of these certain statistics and saying that she couldn't get it because, her pain threshold is here and her certain numbers are here, but she can't get on the transplant list. And the woman almost died because of it. And the only person the original doctor she had was, of course, white and was going by all of these different old ass statistics and really didn't care what she was saying about how she was feeling. It was a male black doctor that advocated for her and basically went behind the white doctor and got her on the transplant list, and come to find out she was supposed to be on the top of the list years ago.
Crazy.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how they treat women.
Yeah.
Well, it's 10 o'clock, y'all.
Okay. Let's get
We're
some.
gonna read some comments, and we're gonna give a benediction, and we're gonna be out. And we're gonna save a lot of these topics for
Come on,
the next
benediction.
episode.
Amen.
Right. Come on, benediction.
Okay.
Open the doors of the church, please. Ushers,
Oh
come
my
forward.
gosh.
Come forward.
Oh,
As
goodness.
you are.
Okay. We're gonna read these last couple of comments here. So Vanessa said majority of guys can't be genuinely honest with what they expect because they can't reciprocate it in equal ways. I like it. Queen said, Erica, you have a really nice speaking voice.
I love that. That's such a nice compliment. Thank you.
Oh, yay!
So
Black women,
sweet.
black women. Yay!
I love that.
Marcus is on it, okay? We're giving him a raise.
Listen, my laughed at us. She said everyone's face when Erica asked what honey pie was.
I'm really excited for you to try it. You should be sure to let us know.
I'm
when
so
you get some.
thirsty. Tomorrow.
Listen, my also said no, she didn't come back with one product from every line and one in every color. The dedication.
Honey,
LOL.
I give my people the money.
Dedication.
Y'all getting all my coins, okay?
Okay. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, love. Is it Sarah Witt? I believe that's how you pronounce it. She said, I love the products. She also said, didn't know it was black owned. Black owned, yes, girl. Amira said, I gotta try out honey pie. Yes. Bethany said Cotto, Eb, and Couche. But
Yes,
all
that's
black owned. Yes. All
Oh,
black
really?
That's
owned
the
They're
other
and
part.
Target
black-owned
feminine
feminine
products.
products? I didn't know
For
this.
some reason, they weren't advertising it. I just found out, and I see those products all the time.
I will never buy always
Yes.
in.
Francisco said, I didn't realize honey pot was a product. I thought you were referencing the female spies. I cannot. Maya said this is why black women have higher mortality rates in childbirth. They aren't believed about their own pain. Exactly.
Facts.
Kimberly said this was so good tonight and wholesome. Love black women. I have nothing negative to say tonight. Thank you, Kimberly.
Yay!
We tried.
Yeah.
If we missed any of your comments, my apologies. I only had one of the pages up.
It's okay.
It's
We're gonna go back and look and save comments and topics for next episode. Do we have any last words for the benediction? Erica, go.
I love black women. I love y'all. This is a great conversation. This is so much fun. I can't wait till the next one. That's it.
Yes.
Shannon, go.
I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Period. Period. Jasmine, go.
I love y'all or whatever. Next time we gonna have to talk about insecure or whatever. And
Lawrence is fine.
Yes.
yeah,
Say that.
we definitely will, since our show is back for the last and final season. And
So everyone needs to be caught up.
plug, follow the podcast Marcus in the Man Cave on Facebook, Marcus in the Man Cave fan club. Okay.
And follow
Marcus
us.
in the Man Cave on IG. If everybody want to plug their Instagram names.
It's on the Instagram page. They can tap it.
Okay, there we go. That'll work. That'll work.
My final words are be blessed and stay black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
Just be blessed
Blessed
and
and
stay
highly
black. We love
favored.
y'all. This was great. Black women, black-womening. It really doesn't get any better than this.
What's better?
Okay?
Nothing.
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 And on that note, good night.
Good night.
Good night.